को पहुंचाई जा रही है और इस समय हम करीब करीब 1 मिनट 52 सेकंड का समय व्यतीत कर चुके हैं और वेगमान लगातार घटता हुआ, और यही उद्देश्य भी हमारा है कि धीरे धीरे जो रफ ब्रेकिंग है उसके दौरान चारों जो इंजन है, उन चारों 800 न्यूटन वाले इंजन जो भारत ने पहली बार विकसित किए हैं, ये पूरी जो प्रणोद प्रणाली है ये पहली बार विकसित की गई है और इस प्रणाली के चारों इंजन लगातार फायर करते हुए, प्रज्वलित होते हुए और लगातार वेगमान घटता हुआ।
So almost 2 minutes 20 seconds, and we expect this rough braking phase, which was just initiated, to last for nearly 10 minutes, during which time the velocity, the orbital velocity which the Vikram lander possessed, of the order of 1640 meter per second, should reach to something like 140 meter per second at the end of the rough braking phase. So basically during this phase it's a real brute force of operation where we are trying to kill the velocity which the spacecraft currently has, making it revolve around the moon with an orbital altitude of 3,500 kilometers. So I am seeing on my screen that the velocity from 1680 meter per second has come down to almost 1300, so nearly 350 meter per second velocity for the Vikram lander has been reduced. 3 minutes have elapsed, and maybe another next 7 minutes we should have quite a substantial reduction in the velocity to ensure that at touchdown we have almost near 0 meter per second velocity to ensure that the Vikram lander has a soft landing on the surface of the moon at the very desired landing site location. So we are right now in the rough braking phase of operation, nearing 3 minutes 39 or 40 seconds, and almost I would say 480 meter per second velocity has been reduced, which clear indication that the entire operations during which the 4 throttleable engines are being fired has been performing absolutely nominally, and the reduction in the velocity and the down range, the range it has to, after the descent operation has started, it has to cross almost a range of 600 kilometers before it lands at a predefined destination. So I am seeing a very close match with the pre-flight and the flight prediction. The velocity of the Vikram lander has come very close to 1100 meter per second. So almost to 500 meter per second velocity reduction has happened in just 4 minutes. So another 6 minutes to go before we reach the mission objectives of the rough braking phase.
जी हाँ, करीब करीब 6 मिनट का समय 4 मिनट का समय व्यतीत हो गया है। 6 मिनट लगभग और वेगमान कम करने के लिए लगेंगे। इस समय करीब करीब जो सारी गतिविधियां हैं, सारी प्रणालियां हैं, वो अभीष्ट रूप से चल रही हैं। इस अवतरण को सुरक्षित और कोमल या सेफ एंड सॉफ्ट लैंडिंग बनाने के लिए अनेक अभिकल्पनाओं पर विस्तृत चर्चा और गहन अध्ययन के पश्चात ही विशेषज्ञों ने अनुमति प्रदान की थी। इसरो के लिए ये सबसे बड़ी चुनौती है, क्योंकि इसरो ये पहली बार करने जा रहा है। इसके लिए प्रोपल्सन, ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर, सेंसर्स, स्ट्रक्चर, मैकेनिज्म, थर्मल जैसी अनेक प्रणालियों के उचित सामंजस्य से ये सब कुछ संभव हो सकेगा। और सबसे बड़ी और महत्वपूर्ण बात यह है कि ये सारी गतिविधियां स्वचालित रूप से चल रही हैं। इस दौरान लैंडर में लगे अनेक संसूचक जरूरत के अनुसार आंकड़े उपलब्ध करा रहे हैं और ऑनबोर्ड कंप्यूटर उचित गणना के आधार पर यथोचित निर्णय लेकर लैंडर को चंद्रमा की तरफ उतरने में सहायक सिद्ध हो रहा है। करीब करीब 939 मीटर प्रति सेकंड का वेग हम प्राप्त कर चुके हैं। लगभग अगर हम बात करें तो करीब करीब 700 मीटर प्रति सेकंड का वेग हम घटा चुके हैं। इसलिए हम ये बड़े कॉन्फिडेंस से, आत्मविश्वास से कह सकते हैं कि हमारी जो ये प्रणोदक प्रणाली है, प्रोपल्सन सिस्टम है, ये बड़े ही सुचारू रूप से गतिविधियां अपना निष्पादन दे रहा है। इस समय हम करीब करीब 6 मिनट व्यतीत कर चुके हैं और आने वाले 4 और मिनट में हम लगभग जो इसका क्षैतिज मान है वो हम काफी कम कर पाएंगे। करीब करीब शून्य के बराबर, लगभग 140 मीटर प्रति सेकंड रह जाएगा।
So almost 6 minutes have elapsed since we started the power descent operation, and we are still in the rough braking phase with the next 4 minutes to go. And if I look at the velocity that has dropped from the time the power descent operation was initiated, nearly 50% of the orbital velocity has been reduced. So we started with 1680 meter per second. Presently, the Vikram lander is descending towards the lunar surface and it has a velocity of 760. So we expect in the next 3 minutes, the velocity should come down to something like 146. So on your screen, you can see the plot where we have on the x-axis the downrange, and on the y-axis is the altitude. So I think altitude has alog has come down quite substantially now. We are almost maybe in the range of 10 to 20 kilometers. And velocity also is, yeah, I think maybe. So a very close match with respect to the pre-flight predictions, and which clearly indicates the 4 throttleable steering engines, which has been basically designed for this Vikram lander for the first time, has been performing extremely well. And as per the plan, the timeline is going very precisely, 7 minutes 34 seconds, maybe another 2.5 minutes to go. And we have almost touched the 630 meter per second. So maybe another 500 meter per second velocity is what we expect to get it reduced. At the same time, if you look at the downrange, it has traveled quite close to the landing site now. Just we are maybe 75 kilometers away from the actual landing site. When the maneuver was initiated, we were almost 600 plus kilometers, and yeah, and quite a velocity, and I think it has been getting reduced quite substantially. The one thing I would like to just mention here, during the descent phase of operation, as I mentioned, the rough braking phase is the real brute force of velocity reduction, and since we are trying to bring an object from an orbiting around the lunar surface to have a touchdown, there is a need for us to reduce the velocity. It's something like braking, and quite eventually the job is being done now. Maybe it's around 450 meter per second, and another 2 minutes plus to go. In fact, I think when we reach an altitude of almost, the target for this particular rough braking phase is to attain an altitude of 7.4 kilometers, when the velocity should have touched almost 146. So maybe another nearly 2 minutes, maybe 1 minute to go.
जी हाँ, लगभग एक मिनट की दूरी पर हम लोग करीब जो लैंडिंग साइट है उससे करीब 50-60 किलोमीटर की दूरी पर होंगे, और जो ऊंचाई है वो भी करीब 10 किलोमीटर बच गई है होगा। इस समय जो लैंडर है वो थोड़ा देख पा रहे होंगे कि हर वैज्ञानिक अंतिम दौर पे
finished. So we have finished the rough braking phase now, because the